Hi everyone. It's all of the PDL admins here. For a pre-season, pre-draft season 10 podcast, just kind of going over the format, talking about last season a little bit. I'm McFeeds. We also have Water,
Hi.
Thunder,
Yo.
and CocoPuffsOrNah.
We haven't workshopped a new intro during the off season. Hey guys.
I mean, if you want to do one, you can do one. Be the change you want to see in the world.
Let me hear it.
No, that was pretty much. I'm not saying I didn't put any work in because I didn't.
All right, so for this podcast, we're gonna review season 9. Just a couple quick questions for everybody. Talk about Pokemon that we think are underrated or overrated in this low tier format. Talk about the season 10 format just a little bit as a whole, and then hopefully quickly go through all of the group draws because it's a lot of teams to talk about. So talking about season 9, very first thing I want to ask everybody is, are you happy with where you ended up placing in season 9?
No.
I'm
Why are you guys complaining? Look at what I'm. What is this? I'm in the group of death for like the third season
season
in a row.
9.
Placement?
Last
Placement I'm
season.
fine with.
Last season.
Still no. That still applies. Look at that.
I was fine with my group. Sorry.
I don't think any of us are happy with how season 9 ended. We're all washed.
Yeah.
I think we all got first
I'm
rounded.
extremely unhappy about how season 9 ended for me. That's what I'm more upset about.
Yeah, you want to go into more detail there, Thunder? What happened to you?
Yeah, flinch game 2, and then like I don't remember what it was game 3. A crit. Yeah, crit game 3. Yeah, I was not happy about that. As I teared my Primarina Terra Fairy. Oh, we're gonna flinch it, and it's just gonna die immediately. It was a really fun experience actually.
Hey, I'm just saying, if you look at the best of 5 as a whole, Sage does have 3 out of 5 games on the back-to-back weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was
Thunder,
pretty unlucky in my
Thunder's
games
good.
as well. But also I have an excuse that I was busy.
Yeah, you walking in this season now that you have a full-time job.
Yeah, now that I'm even more busy.
Yeah, but your excuse
he's not
also is
locking
you're
in.
in a group of death last season as well, right?
Yeah, Gaming week 1, and then McFeeds week 1 or 2 or 2 or 3.
Week 3.
I beat Gaming though, so I still am kind of the champion because I beat the champion. So
I thought we said via the transitive property Derizen's the champion, since you and I beat Gamig and then Derizen beat both of us.
That is true.
sure. All right, whatever. Monkey paw curls, whatever.
Did everybody like their draft last season? Or like in hindsight, are you like, damn, I wish I would have changed anything?
I kind of loved my draft actually. I thought it was pretty fire.
I also really enjoyed my draft. I don't think I'd change anything. Maybe I was thinking about like really late into week 4 about changing the Moltres to like a follow me user. But other than that, I was extremely happy with my team, especially with my Primarina. Definitely not a fraud.
Nah, 100% fraud Pokemon got out in the first round. Just like my favorite fraud Pokemon, Tapu Koko. I really regret drafting that thing first pick. I barely brought it each week, and I think like leaning.
Remember when
you was?
It's so OP. It needs first pick.
When I put Tapu Koko as my fraudulent Pokemon to pick up. You guys were chirping me on that.
I mean, I still think it's a good Pokemon. I just don't think I should have built as hard around it as I did. I think if I changed Iron Boulder to Roaring Moon, that draft looks a lot better. But
yeah, Roaring Moon was undrafted.
Given I had the opportunity to take Incineroar instead of Tapu Koko, kind of, hindsight 2020, wish I had done that.
True. But you did say you wanted to play around with Tapu Koko for the longest of time, so at least you gave it a try, right?
Yeah.
I had Fluttermane and Urshifu. I mean, I don't
if
know what you
you're
guys want to say about that. at the end of the day, I mean, it's just not a draft I was it's not the sort of draft I was used to running, but I was still very happy with it. You can't complain.
Yeah. So we have a first time back-to-back winner, Big Tony 2014, winning season 8 and season 9. Now tied with 3 chips is the most in the PDL. Are we in the era of Gamagate?
Yeah, I've been saying Gaming's the one. Get this freaking corrupt commissioner out of here.
And we're done with the 90s. McFeeds era is over.
I mean, I don't know, man. Big Tony might be winning now, and then the McFeeds might come back with his era, and then Big Tony might come back with his era, and then it's gonna go back and
I
forth until
don't.
someone actually dethrones them.
I think we're in the era of Big Tony. We're going into low tier, and he's the fucking PURU singles guy. Like
Him and Easton.
I think there's a very real world where Gamma gets the three-peat.
Might be a little
There's
Golden State Warrior situation, yeah.
Now, if we were in like
definitely a very
a more
advanced.
normal format, sure. But I think we're in his home turf this season.
Is his realm?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a
mean, I gave
question. Well, this is probably going to be maybe more for Coco and Water. Would you take McFeeds and Big Tony, or would you take the field this season?
Honestly,
Ooh.
this kind of goes into our next point. Low key, the field, because players last season like really surprised me. So I think it's definitely possible for an upset.
Okay.
I'm legally obligated to say Big Tony. I've lost to him 3 seasons in a row, first round of playoffs. I can't bet against it at this point. I literally thought I had him last season, and then I just made literally one bad move on my last round of game 3, and this guy beat me again.
So
Fair enough.
I'm obviously incredibly biased in this question, but I'm picking
Yeah.
myself and Big Tony purely because of the format.
True. Fair enough.
In a more
I would-
normal format, I think I'm always picking the field, but I think a lot of new people have like some VGC experience. So they like last season you can draft Pokemon that you played with in VGC, but who the fuck is using
Mhm.
Aerodactyl? Who is using like I don't know,
All
Haxorus?
three me.
Yeah.
Yeah. For myself, I would say probably still Big Tony McFeeds, but if you do choose the field, you do have the last. I'm pretty sure Issa won the last low tier, right? Is that correct? Or
No,
was
it was Big
Big
Tony.
Tony? No, it was Big Tony.
Yeah, it was Big Tony's first chip.
Okay. Yeah, but you still got Issa, which is he's pretty really what's it called? Pretty good in low tier setting as well. So you do have that, but yeah, it's a little bit skewed towards Big Tony this time around. I would say.
So
Yeah,
kind of going back to the field, is there anybody last season who, coming into the league you thought like vastly overperformed your expectations?
Pretty much like almost all of the newbies played super well.
Yeah, I
And by all
was
I mean like half, but still.
I was really surprised by most of the new people in Group A or Red Group last
The
split.
red group.
Yeah, even though I talked a lot of shit about Red Group being the weakest group, I think, playoffs came along and they all performed very well.
Mhm.
Scrafty Knight coming back, I kind of knew he was going to be good, but he still, didn't expect would be as dominant as he was.
I mean, all of the new teams were like pretty competitive. Aside from like maybe I think Dibsy and Sharky had a rough season. San Sereno had a rough season. Kentucky Crobus. Actually, yeah, it is about half. But I guess I'm just remembering all the people who had really good seasons. Even with the drafts that we really didn't like, EDN and Strawberry Frog and Nizumi all played really, really well. All going like 3 or 4, 4 and 3,
I
either
mean,
making
Yeah.
playoffs or barely missing
Nizumi made
playoffs.
semifinals, didn't he? Or no, that was
Yeah.
Night Celestial, my bad.
That was nice
Can
sell.
you make
Nice sell.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Derizen out of the new people. Derizen
Yeah.
got drawn into a really hard group. I think his draft was kind of mid at best. Like he did have like a good core with Urshifu Goldengo, but the rest of it was a little rough. And he performed really well.
Call
Yeah.
me Claudia too, but we don't. I don't think he didn't come back this season. No.
No, I didn't like the format.
Oh yeah, he had a
He
good
said,
Fair
season
enough.
too.
he said it felt too much like your shit is better than my crap. The format.
Bro had Flutterman. All right, he didn't get to speak.
I have to say, I'd say Fortress. Fortress also had a really good season. I think last season. I think he said we said that like we didn't like his draft. Like, obviously, like he had 4 like incredible trick room sweepers, but then the rest of his team was kind of like mid. So I think he had a rough start. I believe he started 0-2 in the right group, but then like he made it into playoffs still.
Yep.
So he did
I
pretty well
also
as well.
I was thinking it was his first draft league season. So now that he has some
Ever?
experience, yeah, now that he has some experience under his belt, probably looking to be stronger this season 10.
Yeah.
Moving on from new people, was there anyone you think's washed? Like people who underperformed?
J Money. J Money let me down. I probably had to eat fish because of J Money. I lost
I'm
that bet from last season because I had him going so far, but obviously there's a lot of strong new people in that group we didn't realize.
I gotta say Koopa. I mean, like, yes, Koopa was in like the hell group with like you, Easton, like so on and so forth, but not making playoffs had like what looked like a fairly. Oh no, he did make playoffs. He just got bounced round one. Had a fairly
Yeah.
strong draft, but like I don't know, things just looked a little rough.
His draft was very, very similar to Julian Drumpuff's draft, except with no psychic terrain mode, I believe. No, I think he did have a second terrain mode. I think
He did. They both
didn't
had
they play each other
Lele.
in the playoffs?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So he had a pretty similar team. I have to agree. Speaking about Koopa, did he not make a return for this season?
No, he's too busy with IRL stuff, so he's taking a break for a season.
Fair enough. I would have to say the downfall of Chung too has been a little bit rough. I think the last couple of seasons for him, he hasn't done very well. Like to see Chung have a bounce back maybe this season.
Yeah, the last person I want to bring up is Strict. I mean, it's kind of crazy going from playing in finals in season 8 to not making playoffs in season 9.
Although it was really, really close with the tiebreaker at the end, or like it came down to the last match in
Yeah.
Red Group.
Were there any Pokemon picks that really surprised you last season? Stuff that, either ended up being massive frauds. I kind of already talked about Coco a little bit, or stuff that performed really well. And not just from your draft, but from like the whole field.
Other people's drafts,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it time, Thunder, to bring up the Primarina?
I mean, I did bring it up earlier. I did say I really liked the combo of the Primarina I had on my team. I had like the nice Trick Room with Meowstic mode, which was pretty nice. I'm trying to think of his other Pokemon that I liked that were like a little bit underrated.
I mean, my biggest overperformer really, shined in playoffs, and it was Night Celestial's Mr. Mime. That Pokemon was crazy
True.
value.
True.
I think Heatran probably people underestimated how good Heatran was in the format.
Oh my
especially
god,
with
it was
Sarah,
so freaking good. It was so
Yeah.
good.
for both users of it.
I can't think of any on top of my head. Any
Low key,
underperformers.
here's a hot take, really hot take. Maybe I was probably using it wrong, but kind of Dragapult. Just like
Nah, you're crazy
not
for that
having
one.
not having like a good like ghost move, like Phantom Force is just like so annoying to use. I don't know. I didn't really like Dragapult that
But you
much.
could also
But it was probably user error.
you could probably also like what's called avoid moves with Phantom Force too if you use it very well.
Does that thing not learn Poltergeist?
It does not learn, dude. If that
No.
thing learned Poltergeist, it'd
I mean-
probably be banned.
It'd be probably like right up there with Fluttermane.
Yeah. So there was a lot of
Sorry, go ahead.
there was a lot of discourse at the beginning of the season about Shedinja. Like people called for it to be banned. We had a vote on it. Now the
Yeah.
season's done. Was it actually a problem?
I was about to bring that one up. Yeah. I
It,
still think
it
it was
just
fine.
felt like a tax.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Honestly,
I
like I think it It wasn't that it was such a problem. It just like felt like you had to play a mini game in your prep to always have something to deal with it. That it like kind of was like it was kind of like game warping a little like more than like actually playing the game.
Mm.
So
Correct.
I would say because of that, it was not enjoyable to play against.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there was only one like Shedinja 1v4 game where the Shedinja can't be touched and it took over.
Yeah, but it made prepping so much more annoying. Like, oh, you need a
I
Terra Stellar, Terra
Stellar.
Blast. You need freaking like Sandstorm, something like that.
Yeah.
maybe not 1v4, but I had 3 games where Shedinja just cleaned up in the end game because like
Oh,
no one
true.
could touch it.
I was thinking the one against I think Big Tony
Was,
played
oh, the,
someone in my group, Sharky, and just legitimately Shedinja 1v4'd.
I feel like also Billy also had that moment too with against Koopa, I believe. I think he brought a game 2 or 3, isn't that right, Coco?
Yeah, I think it was the only game win I had over
You realized
Koopa.
in game 2 that he had nothing to hit the Shedinja in that one game, so he brought it and you just kind of killed everything.
Yeah, there was a couple moments like that this season, like last season, where I just like game 2, I would bring Shedinja after they just showed no prep for it game 1, and it just won me the game.
Yeah. I mean, in League of Legends terms, I would say practically Shedinja was just a QSS tax. You'd have to bring at least 1 or 2 things in order to like not just lose to Shedinja. I would say what was that berry that was
That's what I was
used in the
about to say.
finals?
Now that
Yeah.
Scrafty Knight has revealed the god tech of Jaboka Berry into Shedinja, I don't think it would be a problem for the
If people knew
future.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? What is
I think you
Jaboka Berry?
If
have to
you
make
get
contact though, no?
no, it doesn't have to be contact. It's just a physical move.
Physical hit. Yeah.
Oh,
So if Shedinja
huh.
uses
So
a physical move on the Jaboka Berry holder, it just dies.
That's funny.
yeah.
All right. Anyone have any more comments on season 9 before we start on season 10?
What about the
Nah,
Shedinja
didn't
user?
happen.
How did Coco Puffs think about using Shedinja? Was it up to your standards? Do you like it?
Oh yeah, I mean it's a champion now. No one could talk smack about it.
Yeah.
It's a champion, and I probably had once again like besides dueling jump fluffs like the best regular season record in what was probably the group of death. I mean I think Shedinja like solo won me like probably 3 or 4 games. So and
Yeah.
when it didn't come, it bait prep people so they didn't have answers for other things on my team.
All right. So moving on to season 10. We're low tier, and we're all seemingly in agreement on what we think the first round draft picks are, for the most
hmm
part. Um, we all say Gudra, except Billy.
I just thought it was so obvious. I was given like first round draft picks that weren't like incredibly obvious. I
Yeah.
think Haxorus and Gudra will get drafted first round for sure. I think
Full,
Gudra's a better one of those for sure. But
full disclosure, I'm first pick on Saturday. I am first picking Gudra. Like,
That is the only reason why I put it. Because I
No,
literally
Haxorus.
knew you were gonna do it.
I think this Pokemon's insane in this format. Um,
Yep.
I think it baits a lot of people to run Terra Fairy, and so you can build the rest of your draft to handle Terra Fairy, and then it's so problematic.
Even then, I think Gudra can special Terra Fairy hit. The special defense isn't it pretty like high on
Yeah,
special
it's like
defense?
150. I played a
Yeah.
prep match against Spoobert, just like showing him how VGC works, and he was running Terra Fairy Delphox. He clicked a Dazzling Gleam, and my Gudra took 11%.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, I remember using Gudra Sui, and it's like pretty similar, except like I guess better typing, right? I would say.
Oh yeah,
And yeah,
yeah.
that thing was just like it was eating almost like every hit. Like even if it was super effective, like if you use a ground or fighting move, I remember it like living like at least 2 or 3 hits from like these like high tier attackers. So that Pokemon's quite good.
The other two people have a lot of consensus on, and I feel like they're kind of in a similar boat, are Silvally and Gardevoir.
Yep.
Notably, fairy types are pretty ass in this format, and both Silvally and Gardevoir are really good fairy type attackers. Silvally, you might have to squint a little bit, but
Yeah,
we have fairy types at home.
I would
yeah.
agree in hindsight. Probably Savali and Gardevoir, definitely.
They also have a ton of utility. Like Savali gets Tailwind, it gets Snarl, it gets Icy Wind, it gets Parting
Parting
Shot.
Parting
Shot.
shot. Yeah.
Gardevoir learns every fucking move in existence.
Yep.
I think Tinkaton's a really good shout from Thunder. I think it should, like, because it's fairy type. It's probably the best typing in the game.
Yeah.
I think it should be drafted round 1. I don't know if it will.
I will say, I have an incredibly hot take that it's a little overrated.
All right, we can get to that on the overrated slide.
I would disagree.
I didn't put it because I thought I would get yelled at, but I think it's a little overrated.
Dude,
Okay.
the
I was gonna save it for the other one.
The last low tier season, I first picked Tinkaton. I was like 8th pick, I think, and 8th round. Yeah, 8th pick overall, and Tinkaton was my number 1 overall pick, and it was by far the best Pokemon of my draft. It's just fairy types and steel types are like a little rough in this format, and you get like a great one for both. It has a ton of utility, and it's very hard to remove. And because low tier's like a little bit slower on average as far as like speed stats,
Yep.
Tinkaton being like, I think it's like 96, 97 base speed starts to outpace a lot of things people draft.
Yeah. I'll just chime in on it now since you already like talking about this. I think the only reason why I would say it's not overrated is because it's a fairy type and it's a steel type. I think steel types are a little bit scarce in this draft, so I think by its typing, I think it's like worth its point value if you want like a good fairy type or steel type.
Do you want to talk Zoroark, Kasui, Billy?
Oh yeah, I think it's just it's most likely what I'm first picking. I mean, I just love that Pokemon, but more importantly, it's just like one of the best special attackers in the format, and there's not a lot of great special attackers. 125 special attack, 110 speed, pretty much faster than anything relevant. Only special attacker I think might be a little better in terms of like single target damage while also being faster is like Inteleon. I was looking at. I think that's Pokemon I don't think I've heard anyone say anything about.
If you want to draft Inteleon and you are listening to this podcast, DM me and I will give you the sauce for it. I don't want to.
Don't give them the Sceptile Dragon Cheer.
That's exactly what they're
Inteleon,
getting. You draft
Terra
either,
Dragon.
yeah, you draft Sceptile Inteleon or Sceptile Salazzle, and then you get Dragon Cheer Inteleon, and it gets a fucking free Swords Dance and goes crazy.
Yeah.
I guess it'd be a nasty plot since it's a special attacker.
I think that was a combo I did recommend a couple of seasons ago to Sid. I don't remember what format it was. Maybe it was Reg H. He was trying to make some of his free agency picks. I think that was like the combo I recommended him that he drafted. I don't know if he actually even used the combo once though.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone wants to draft that, it's in my opinion, it's Inteleon, Magmar or Magmortar Sceptile. It gives you Swamp. It gives you all of the field. Actually, no, I don't think Magmar gets it, but it gives you Swamp redirection for the Inteleon and the Dragon Cheer and Shed Tail for the Inteleon.
Yeah.
Wasn't there talks about Zoroark also getting banned? I guess it kind of like died down, never ended up having to get banned, but there was talks about maybe banning it.
Goodra made it into the format. If Zoroark got banned, I'd be a little upset.
So going over the last couple stragglers, I had Scizor. I think it's like a later first round pick. I feel like it's the quintessential. My pick got sniped, so I'm taking Scizor because it is just so well rounded.
Yeah, bulky
Yeah.
Pokemon. It's a steel type
Good steel
too,
type.
so like
Yeah.
that's another good steel type to pick up if you want to like a good steel type early.
It
Potential
also
Terra Captain.
bulky Tailwind, potential Terra Captain, great typing defensively. I think it's just good all around. And then Rory, you had Bisharp and Hitmontop.
Bisharp, because I've heard some things, and Hitmontop because Fake Out, Intimidate, and Wide Guard. And the Wide Guard is few and far between. Everyone's obsessed with Fake Out, and everyone's obsessed with Intimidate. And stat drops in low tier is going to be like very big.
Give me Scraggy.
Gets, like every priority move in the game. Like Hitmontop gets a Bullet Punch, Sucker Punch, and Mach Punch. So,
Upper hand.
Upper hand,
On
yeah.
on what 75 attack? Give me Scraggy, man.
Hitmontop's like 90 something. Like it's not like a complete pushover. It also gets
I don't know, man.
coaching.
19 points. I don't know.
You mean 20 points?
20 points.
20.
Actually.
Oh,
Hey,
give me Scraggy for 9.
I'm just saying, how many world championships has Scraggy won? Because Hitmontop's won one.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm
I
also
don't know.
kind of
Scraggy
agree.
I don't think he's won one, but he's definitely top cut a lot.
And so is Hitmontop. Dude, every
Yeah.
format there's a Kyogre in, Hitmontop shows up.
Yep. Wide guard.
Because a
I
wide
think
guard
I
fake
think
out Intimidate.
I'm a little bit in agreement with CocoPuffs, and I think Hitmontop's a little bit overrated, but because it gets wide guard, I think it kind of makes sense to be at 20 points. I think it's probably just the best like fake out Intimidator Pokemon, but I think you could definitely save a lot of points with just going Scrag and get everything practically the same except for like maybe like no wide guard.
Hitmontop's also a better coaching Pokemon because it has a more usable speed stat than Scraggy.
True. But you can still do coaching plus protect.
Yeah, but with Hitmontop you can do coaching plus an attack if you depending on your speed stats
Yeah.
and your opponent's speed stats.
It's just up to you if you want to justify at 20 points or not. Because I feel
Also,
like this.
something I think we'll get into more when we talk about the format as a whole, like Eviolite is a real cost. Like you only get one Eviolite in your team builder, so you don't want to draft too many baby Pokemon. I think there's a lot
Very
of really good baby Pokemon out there.
That is true. There is a lot of pretty good Eviolite users.
Just looked up a reference. Scrafty got 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th, and 7th in 2011. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, 2011. That's old news.
World Championships.
So are you convincing people to draft Scrafty over him on top at 20?
No, definitely not Scrafty.
All right, so let's move on to sleeper OP picks, where we have a lot of. I don't think we had anybody say the same Pokemon, which is kind of funny to me. So let's just pick a couple from everyone, go through them. I'll start. I seriously think Tauros is something that I've been preaching to a couple people. I have not heard anybody else say anything about it. The Pokemon is 110 base speed to get Sheer Force or Intimidate. And like, yeah, pure normal kind of sucks as a type, but it's only 14 points. You can Terra Captain it. And like a Sheer Force boosted Body Slam off 100 attack being like a really fast Pokemon, it's gonna put in work.
I 100% agree. And the fact that it's like pretty cheap at 14 points can be your Terra Captain, I think it's a really good sleeper pick.
Yeah, I think it's really good. I personally, just in terms of point value, I prefer the Tauros Paldea, normal Tauros Paldea.
Yeah, but it doesn't get Sheer Force.
No, it's not as good of an attacker. It's definitely more defensive. Just a little more util with like the Raging Bull.
Yeah.
But
actually,
yeah, Tauros definitely gonna hit really hard.
Regular Tauros does learn Raging Bull.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, I'm hating on it.
Thunder, you want to talk about one of your Pokemon?
I'd have to say, I'll talk about, I guess, the Scraggy first since it's the top of my list. I think this Pokemon at 9 points is really, really underrated. I think it practically does almost everything Scrafty does. I think from what I've heard, Scrafty just has better 15 like better attack and then like a little bit faster than Scraggy. Other than that, Scraggy is pretty much an identical copy of Scrafty and it does like everything you want for like 9 points. And I think that's like really, really underrated. Although like you're definitely using your Eviolite, but I think it's well worth it with this Pokemon.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Fake Out Intimidate's really strong.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I gotta bring up the type null here, just to spoil everyone's day, because honestly I messed up by not making a T-ring discussion post about it, as you'll you'll hear McFeeds say. But type null I think is absolutely by far the most value, like point to like stat ratio you're gonna get in the entire format. 95 base everything except speed, where you get 59, whatever. It can hold Eviolite, so it has 140 base defenses, and it can click return. It's only obviously normal type, so the only thing that you can hit it super effectively with is fighting types. If you guys don't draft this thing like 2nd or 3rd, I will on my day. So Fair warning.
I will say, notably, it does not get the vast majority of the utility moves that Silvally gets. Like, it does not get Tailwind,
No.
it does not get Snarl. You're really just clicking attacking.
You're clicking return.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're clicking
Yeah,
return
but
with it.
still, for what is it, 4 points? It's still
Oh,
like a
100%.
quite a bargain pick. Yeah,
But it's 4 points.
Yeah,
What?
it
It's 4
probably
points.
it probably should have been 7+.
yeah.
It's 4 points, and with Eviolite, it has like 140 base defenses and 95 base HP and 95 base stab returns.
Defenses. Oh, the attack, yeah.
Yeah,
Tankier than Savali.
tank in the valley. Yeah.
All right, Rory,
All
you
right,
want to talk
I'll
about
go.
Cursola?
I'm really interested. Rory really put me onto the Cursola. Like he was like, "This thing's kind of busted." I was
this
like, "What are you
thing-
talking about?"
We're looking at it, right? I'm like, oh, that's a cool looking Pokemon. What is this? And then I see it's 6 points before they got moved to 9, but even still, 30 speed, so super slow, good in Trick Room. 145 special attack. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Ghost type, and it gets like so many good coverage moves. Like gets rocks move, it gets grass moves, it gets ghost moves. Like
For sure.
this thing
Water moves,
is water moves, Will-O-Wisp,
Strength
Meteor
Sap,
Beam.
Strength Sap.
Strength Sap was a pretty big one, I think, for that Pokemon.
Like for 9 points, 145 special attack, all that coverage. Like, come on, that's crazy.
I think it also gets, what, 130 base special defense as well?
Yeah,
Yep.
but it's got the
Yeah.
Fluttermane problem where its
It's
physical
50 defense.
is made out of paper. It's literally
What about its
Caterpie on
HP?
the physical defense side.
HP? Is it low too?
Whoa, yeah.
60.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
So,
pair
pretty
with an
good
Intimidator
Pokemon
for
low
sure.
tier.
It's Trick Room Fluttermane is what this Pokemon is.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no, Fluttermane, the worst Pokemon ever.
Get that thing with maybe like a redirection Pokemon that's like really good on the physical defensive side, and this Pokemon could be like a menace without Trick Room, maybe even.
Yep.
The other Pokemon of mine that I really want to talk about, and they kind of pair together because they're functionally the same Pokemon, are Zangoose and Flareon.
I was gonna say they're
Zangoose
very
is
similar.
sleeper.
Yeah,
I think sick.
Flareon's 6 points, Zangoose is 5 points. I think these are both insane Terra Captains. They both get buffed from Flareon from Guts, Zangoose from whatever the fuck its ability, Toxic Boost.
Toxic boost.
Yeah, basically just Guts, but you can't burn
Guts.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Flareon is even better than Zangoose because you can Terra Flash Fire and use it defensively. Because like this has some utility moves. You can click Will-O-Wisp. I think it gets screens. I think it gets Snarl. Like you have options with Flareon, whereas Zangoose is just like a pure attacker. And don't get me wrong, it's a great pure attacker. Guts boosted Facade, you know, with Stab does a lot of work.
I think you're just Terra normaling Zangoose if you choose your Terra Captain
Yeah,
for
or-
more damage. You're just looking to one-shot something.
Or Terra Fairy for coverage. Like I think that those are the
Yeah.
only two you're running.
Yeah, it's most likely Terra Normal, Extreme Speed, just start tapping things.
It does not.
I
get
do
extreme
not
speed.
think it.
Definitely
Oh,
does
does
not
not get
get
extreme
Oh my
speed?
extreme
god, that'd be busted.
Oh,
It
I'm
learns
thinking.
quick
I
attack.
think I'm talking about Linoon.
Yeah,
Then
you're
sorry.
thinking you're thinking Linoon.
Yeah, yeah.
You want to talk
Alright.
about
It's
Guzzlord, Billy?
Yeah, I think it's another Pokemon that, in terms of point value to stat ratio, I think it might even be the highest BST, tied with like Buzzwole, right? Because it's a Ultra Beast. For 8 points, the really good Terra Captain. It's got the 4x Fury weakness, but you can just tear this thing and make it a Trick Room threat. It's so tanky with like isn't it like all HP?
223.
200 HP. And it's got a ton of coverage moves. I don't know, like the Ultra Beast remind me of Gen 1 Pokemon. They just have like the most random coverage moves. This thing gets like one move of every type that you could just use with its Terra to do a lot. It's gonna eat hits, it's gonna put out good damage.
I
And
will
Trick
say,
Room.
mixed attacker.
because it is like so HP invested, it's really funny when you click Drain Punch into it, because its HP stats so high, you just heal from 0 back to full.
You just
Even if it
recover
only
so
does like
much.
a quarter, because a quarter of Guzzlord's health is like as much of another Pokemon's.
Especially in low tier, yeah.
Yeah. So
That's how you get to you Terra Ghost it.
Stuff like Drain Punch, Giga Drain, Draining Kiss, like really funny in the Guzzlord. Same with Blissey and other formats.
Nice that it's mixed attacker too, so you can get like the benefits of Beast Boost on both sides.
Also, you know, Pokemon does have a higher base stat total than Guzzlord.
What's that?
Here.
Everyone's favorite pseudo legendary, Goodra.
It's true.
True.
You have any?
Mr.
Go ahead,
Mr.
Rory.
Water, you want to talk about Garbink? I'm interested.
Okay. Well, Carbink is what, like 3 points or something?
I
Might be
think so.
4. It's down there
And-
for sure.
Okay, but it has 150 defense and special defense with sturdy, and then you can just run was it like defense split or guard split, and just like make your squishy Pokemon like not. So for 4 points, it just kind of like it's pretty sick.
It's also
tech.
a fairy type, no?
Yeah,
Yes,
Rock
Rock
Fairy.
Fairy.
Yeah.
Very unique typing.
You know who's the biggest Carbink believer in the entire PDL?
Is that?
J Money. He fucking loves that Pokemon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he every season we've played in, he's told me he's gonna draft it.
Has he
Oh,
drafted it
good
a single
guy.
time
Yeah,
though?
he drafted it last low tier. Right? No, he drafted his first season he played, which was not a low tier format.
Isn't it like
That's
season
crazy.
2 or
Yeah,
3?
it was like season 3.
Yeah. I mean, the only time I've ever seen this Carbink Pokemon use is like when I'm playing like what's called random battles, and the only thing I'll ever see is like the Iron Defense Body Press set or like hazards.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I think it's a bit of a fraud. It is 4x Steel Weak. It kind of just sits there. If you need a
Just
really,
Terra, duh.
you need a really budget Trick Room setter, it is probably a pretty solid, really budget Trick Room setter. It's quite bulky.
Does it get in prison as well?
It
Does
might.
not get in prison.
Yeah.
Does not get it. Gyro Ball, maybe relevant.
Anybody
with
have
its speed too.
anything else they want to go over real quick before we move on?
Talk about the jump bluff. I
Sure.
think a lot of people were talking about like getting like good tailwind users. And
People have
at
been
first,
high on Jump Bluff lately, just even in competitive.
oh, for sure in competitive because there's like what's it called? There's like Koraidon and like all these Pokemon that can set out the sun, so it gets chlorophyll. So I think it's definitely really good in those formats. But in a low tier setting, I was like kind of like passing over jump off a couple of times. I was thinking, oh, but like this thing kind of needs the sun. It kind of needs the sun. But I thought about it. I was looking at like comparing it to other speed things. 110 speed is already fast enough in low tier. So I feel like it's a pretty decent like tailwind user already as is. Plus it gets really nice utility moves. You get sleep powder. You get rage powder as well, which is pretty nice. Strength sap. Yeah, so you get a lot of moves. So I think this is like for 10 points. I think you're paying for exactly what you want as like a nice support tailwind user. I feel like it's like one of the tailwind users that are like not like Fletchender, where it's like, oh, you can't set up tailwind and you're just kind of there, you know? But I feel like Jumpluff can like provide more at least.
True.
Yeah.
Any other sleeper OP we want to go over before we move on to our overrated picks?
Talk about the
No, I'm
Ninetales
good.
Lola, 7 points. I think this thing is quite good as well at 7 points. Nice Terra Captain, as
No
well
snow.
as like yes, no snow. So Aurora is a little bit hard set up. I mean, you could try to bypass it with like getting a Snowscape Pokemon but they cost a lot of points. But I think for a 7 point Pokemon, you also get 110 speed, so like it's a nice Icy Wind user. And it is one of like what's called like one of the cheaper fairy types to pick up, although it only has 81 special attack. I still think it's still nice to have a fairy type, so like I think it's pretty good for its value. It
Yeah.
gives you Go ahead.
I personally think the only thing holding Ninetales A viable is that it can click Moonblast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
and
it gets
freeze
screens
dry.
as well, right? Doesn't it get like light screen and reflect?
Yeah, it gets Aurora
on top of
Veil.
Aurora Veil. Well, no, on top of Aurora Veil, but yeah.
Probably.
So you got that going for you too. So I think for 7 points, if you want a fairy type too as well, and like a nice like fast icy ones like speed control option, it's pretty good at 7 points, especially if you can Terra Captain it to get around its 4 times weak steel.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Alright, moving on to overrated picks. I I had Superior, but then I saw your guys' answers, so I figured I'd put something else. I love Superior. It's one of my favorite Pokemon ever. It's my second favorite starter behind Typhlosion. This thing's ass without Terra. It has no coverage. It's way
21
overpointed.
points.
It's way
Can't Terra.
overpointed.
Yep. I 100% agree. That's why it's on the top of my list. For 21 points, you're just wasting your points, like,
Even-
completely.
Even if it couldn't Terra, and it was 16 points or 17 points, I'd probably pick it. I think it's just because it's 21 points is what makes it bad in this format.
Yep.
I wouldn't even pick it. I wouldn't even touch it at 15 points,
Dude,
to be honest.
I think I'd take it at 17. Contrary Leaf Storm is a hell of a drug, and it's a great screens and speed control Pokemon.
Okay, but grass is like not a very good offensive type.
Yeah, just build the rest of your draft around it.
If Superior's coming and setting
For
screens
sure.
in this format, I think I'm happy. I think it's just an attacker with like Terra Blast, Terra Stellar, if it was able to do that.
I mean,
Yeah.
when I had it in Season 7, it primarily set screens for me.
Yeah, but then it's like, oh, Superior setting screens. Like you should set 17 points on a screen setter.
Well, in this
Like
case, it'd be
I feel like there's better
21.
screen setters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's what I'm saying.
think
Do I
all-
want Gudra or Superior?
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
no,
I'll take any
100%.
21-point Pokemon.
100%, it's a fraud.
I'll take like Rhyperior and Registeel over Serperior at 21 points if that comes
Yeah.
to that. Like, 21 points, you can get way better Pokemon that could do its job. Maybe not as fast. Like, I think the only thing it's going for is like it's a really fast screen setter. But like, if you're paying for that, I feel like you're missing out on a lot of
It
different
also
things.
has good speed control. It gets glare, 100% accurate paralysis.
Single targeted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy.
Okay, can
that
I?
I've seen some hot
CocoPuffs
takes over
oh,
from the water
Yeah,
side.
there are
I-
two very hot takes over on
got
the
like
water
viscerally
side.
angry. I know we were
Okay.
talking about Superior, but that's all I was thinking about the whole time. So
Can I? Okay, maybe I'm not understanding something. Why is Diggersby 19 points?
Okay,
Choice
so
Band, Quick Attack.
so you know the Pokemon Garchomp, right? Does a lot of damage. That's why
I'm
you
aware.
draft it. Diggersby's
Uh-huh.
Earthquake does almost 30% damage more than Garchomp's.
Okay, it gets huge power, so it goes up to 112 attack. There's a
No.
lot of Pokemon in this
No, no,
format.
No, that's not. Yes, it goes up to 112 of base attack, but it also doubles all of your EVs. Because it doubles the whole stat. So any EVs, IVs, and a choice band that you put on it also gets doubled.
I see.
So a banded Diggersby Earthquake is like a
hitting like
Garchomp
a
with
truck.
both a band and a life orb.
Terra.
see.
Add Terra in there too.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, the quick attack too. Billy pointed out because I always thought this thing was a fraud, and I realized, oh, okay, I guess with choice band quick attack, you can probably cheese a lot of Pokemon and just like outright kill them turn one.
Now, I will say, last low tier season it went undrafted, but last low tier season Return was banned, whereas this season it is not.
Interesting.
What about
Okay, and then
the
also
Mimikyu?
Mimikyu, also just like so freaking expensive. Like the
I
typing's
bet-
really good, but like it doesn't really like. From every time I've seen it, it's like it doesn't do as much as everyone seems to think it does.
Mimikyu's like I'm not as upset about. I just think it's being carried by its typing, and it has a pretty good ability.
I mean, I look at Mimikyu as it's free Trick Room or free Sword Stance on a Fairy type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that has value. I would agree that it's probably not the best Pokemon in this format, but if somebody first round picked Mimikyu, cough cough and Dorike, he loves that Pokemon and he's not getting his Gudra, so
I would say also Mimikyu's definitely just straight up carried by its typing. Like, had it not been Fairy, that's definitely probably not going to be 19 points.
it also gets a lot of really weird utility and weird coverage. Like, why does this thing learn Wood Hammer?
Yep.
Got a hammer.
I guess so.
They got a hammer
Yeah,
under
he hides it in his cloak.
his
Yeah.
cloak. Yeah.
All right, I wanna talk about my high point Pokemon that I put. I put Bronzong. I'm not saying
I couldn't call that a fraud, bro. It was so
I'm
good.
not saying Bronzong's a bad Pokemon, but like by all means, Bronzong is like a draft goat. My problem is I'm spending 20 points on a Pokemon that primarily is a bulky Trick Room setter, and there are like 40,000 of them in this format.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
I mean, the benefit here is it's got really powerful like gyro ball. Once you get
Yeah,
that
but if I
trick room
want
up,
that, if I want that, I'd just take Ferrothorn. It's like even stronger Gyro Ball.
yeah, it's just
It
the
does.
benefit of having like roll compression. It sets up its own trick room.
Fair enough.
It does. It does get a lot of nice utility moves, but yeah, for
I don't
20,
feel
20
great first
points,
picking it.
Yeah.
yeah, like there's a lot of other Pokemon
Now,
in the 20-point tier that you'd like. That's just much better usage of your points.
if your name is Easton and your first, 6 picks are all less than 10 points, maybe a late pick Bronzong looks good on that draft, but using it on your first round pick, I feel is a little rough.
Yeah.
Rabska, definitely overrated. I think all that thing really likes to do is click revival
Blessing,
blessing,
yeah.
and in a low power
Yeah.
format, I don't know how good that is.
I will
Isn't it
caveat.
like 16 points?
Yeah, it's 15. It's pretty high.
It's somewhere
15.
up there. Yeah. Yeah.
I will
It's
caveat.
115 special attack.
Big Tony fucking loves
Yeah.
this thing, and he, because I tried to drop it this season, like before the season even started, and he told me no.
I remember he like hard advocated for this Pokemon.
Yeah. It does get Trick Room, it does get some like weird coverage stuff if I remember correctly, but like it's a bug type. It can't be that good.
Hold on. You saying bug types are bad? You ever heard of Orbeetle?
Dude,
The goat?
Orbeetle at what, 3 points? Just mogs Rabska. They do the same thing. They click Trick Room.
I think Big Tony, I think, is more worried about Rabasca and a combo Pokemon because I think Rabasca on
Oh.
its own is really bad.
No,
But I think
you're right.
Mhm.
He was saying that you can technically run Revival Cats in this format.
yeah, I think that was his main concern, and he wanted to nerf that as a whole. So I don't think he thinks the Pokemon is good by any means on its own. It's just what it can enable in this format.
Which, for the uninitiated, is using the move Assist on a Prankster Pokemon, specifically Liepard and Purloin,
Hard.
to
Parline, yeah,
call Revival Blessing over and over and over again until you stall the game out.
yeah.
Funnily enough, there's some tech you can run against it if anybody drafts the 3 of those. I don't think it's that good in draft. I think it's just pure cheese. So
Yeah, it's
whatever.
it's just like a funny haha moment kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time to hear it, Cocoa Puffs. I didn't put it on my list. I thought you would put it in it. Talk to me about this Torkoal. I need to hear it because I have a lot of thoughts about this Pokemon. I know McFeeds does too.
No sun. This thing's not really hitting hard with its eruption. It's really not.
Have you considered it's like 200 base defense and also learns body press in addition to eruption?
Special attackers aren't real. They can't hurt me.
Yeah, it's got eruption. It's a special attacker.
No, I don't know. It just I'm not happy as a thing as my Trick Room Sweeper. I feel like I'd rather have something else, and then
Yeah.
it's like
It also doesn't need to be your Trick Room Sweeper. It does learn Shell Smash.
oh,
You want to be spicy?
And as Chris and I calced, a Shell Smashed Torkoal is faster than base 100 speed Pokemon.
wow.
Okay.
Assuming you
Okay.
are max speed investment Torkoal.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just remember seeing this Torkoal at like 16 points. I'm like, or not 16 points. I think it was like 18 points or like 19 points. I'm like, whoever put this at 18, 19 points, they were smoking one. Because like, without
Hey,
Sun,
I'll have you know
I
I've
feel like this
never done
thing is just
drugs
a
in my
bot.
life.
I'll
Well, you might
I'll
have been
run it
doing
right next
drugs
to
on
my
that
War
one.
Turtle. I'll run it right next to War Turtle, right? That way, you don't know who's clicking Shell Smash.
Exactly.
Is it clicking Shell Smash? Is it clicking Follow Me? Oh God.
Does this thing do anything else besides like it being like really defensive and the things we just named now? Because I feel like you can get so many
It
other
does three
Pokemon.
things. It clicks Eruption, it clicks Body Slam, or not Body Slam, Body Press,
Body Press.
or it clicks Heavy Slam. That's it.
Maybe I don't know. I remember it's being popular, but like some yawn action, maybe.
Yeah. It has like
Just give me
some
Typhlosion
utility.
Hisui.
I don't think it's as bad as people are making out to be. It's probably still overpointed, but like
Mm-hmm.
it learns Eruption.
I don't know. I just think it's so what's it called? Carried by its Sun Eruption spam and Slow and Trick Room. I think that's what the whole thing
Yeah.
carries that Pokemon. So
So-
without Sun,
Out of the ones you guys said, the one I'm really interested is on there is Araquanid.
Just spending 18 points on a Trick Room Sweeper again, where I think there's just better options. Like, I get it can't be burned. I get it hits really hard with the water type attacks. It's also a bug type and very frail on the physical side. I think you need to terror it. I think you just need a lot going for it.
I mean, it
Not
does
very frail. 92 defense is not very frail.
It also learns
But
Wide
its
Guard.
HP stats not great. It does learn Wide Guard. It does have that going for it. I don't want to click Wide Guard on my 18-point Pokemon. My
This
like
is
first round pick, presumably.
this is probably just because it terrorized Sun and Moon VGC, but Araquanid plus a Rankru was fucking disgusting.
oh my god,
I think
it was
I think
crazy.
it's a very real team comp. I just think that's like a 34-point combo plus Terra that you're gonna have to like really lean into.
I don't think you need to Terra. It's clicking water moves anyways. Like,
Yeah, I just think defensively it's not a
Does it get a lot
great
of coverage
typing.
moves or no?
I mean, it doesn't matter.
No,
It's
you're only
fine.
clicking
You're
water
only
moves on
clicking
it.
water moves.
Okay, okay,
It's
okay.
because its attack stat's not great. It's only good because it's doubled with its ability
With Water Bubble, yeah,
with water bubble. Yeah,
yeah.
it's nice that it can't be burned for sure.
Also,
Little like insurance.
notably,
but-
this is even better than Huge Shower because it doubles all of the damage, not just
Yeah.
the stat.
Wow, yeah. So it's a definitely a great Pokemon. Just maybe in this low tier format, maybe not the right pick. Maybe
I think it's good.
Super expensive.
I just think you have to put a lot into it.
yeah.
The last Pokemon I want to talk about on here, unless you guys have something, is Cottony.
Talk about it. Yeah, I think Cottony might be a little bit bait. I know it's Prankster, Trick Room, Tailwind, Light Screen, Cotton Spore, Encore, yada yada yada. But I feel like once you like, it could be good and bad. Like if you do get what you want and like it works with your plan, like sure. But like I feel like I'm gonna see like a lot of teams just like ignore the Cottony and just like target that one slot that has like the carry in that guy's team and just like murder everything, and then the Cottony's gonna be there like kind of just like as a victim, not like doing much after it sets up its moves because like it can't really hit that at all with its Moonblast, Fairy
So
Stab.
are you familiar with the Fear Rattata strat?
No,
Um,
what the Endeavor
yeah,
Focus Dash?
yeah. Cottony can kind of do the same thing.
Okay, maybe I didn't think about that. But besides that, I feel like it's just really asking for like, oh, well, I'm not gonna do anything after I click Tailwind and yada yada yada. So just hit my partner, and I'm just gonna sit there and look pretty.
And while I would usually agree with you, I think Priority Tailwind, Priority Sun, and Priority Encore are just too strong.
That's
Like-
true. Don't get me wrong. Like if you can like get it, I feel like maybe like with a hyper offensive Pokemon, if that thing just goes down right away, you can get two of your hyper offensive Pokemon out with Tailwind, or like your Sun mode or whatever mode that you want. Then like it can work out. I just think it's like 50-50 to be
Alright,
honest.
Hear me out. You pick one Typhlosion, you pick two Cottony. Cottony clicks Tailwind, your Typhlosion clicks Lava Plume. Congrats, your Cottony's gone.
True. Fair enough. I guess there's some combos around it.
Snatch isn't real and can't hurt me.
Then you just
True, that
encore them
too.
into Snatch.
It's dead from your lava plume.
No, I had focus Snatch.
Nah, but the Snatch user is surely a dark type, so you can't even encore in the first place.
That's why I'm Chlorophyll Cottony, for sure.
It's also so weak to fake out because you can't really run Covert Cloak on the Cottony.
Yeah.
Or you can, I guess.
Joke's on you. I'm using 15 of my Terra Captain points on fucking Cottony.
There it goes.
Yeah, I think it's a little rough, but I don't think it's as bad. Like, I think a third, fourth, even fifth pick Cottony would have value.
Sure.
Yeah, it's 50-50. It depends how the person uses it. I probably like what's called rather like stick to something like Purloin at 7 points. Yes, it doesn't get like Tailwind and Trick Room and stuff like this, but you still have other speed control options like T-Wave and stuff like this, and you're saving a lot of points, like 8 points. So I feel like that's probably the better route since you're gonna focus actually these Pokemon anyways. Just get a cheaper one.
Yeah. All right, moving on to kind of just talking about the format as a whole, and I've hinted at it a little bit already, or we both hinted at it, all hinted at it a little bit already. Are there any big holes in this draft format? I think the two big ones are fairy types and special attackers, but have you guys seen any other ones that you want to point out?
I think Steel type is right up there with the Fairy. I don't think there's a lot of good Steel types near the bottom, to be honest. I think there's a couple of good Steel types at the top, and then like near the bottom, we're just kind of like, I guess I'll get Sandshrew Alola, or I guess I'll get like Dugtree Alola.
I think Steel's weird in that Steel is very top heavy and very bottom heavy, but the mid sucks. Because
I like the mid better, to be honest.
Bottom of Steel, you have Blade, Berserker, Orthworm, and Magneton.
Oh, we're calling that the bottom. I was.
I'm not. Personally, I don't think anything below 5 points is super real and should be factored into your draft. Yes, there are good Pokemon down there, but I'm not going to use that to talk about the type as a whole.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought when you meant by mid tier, I thought you were talking about more like way down. I didn't think you were gonna talk about like Doublade and like those ones.
In my mind, the top is like 20 to 15, the mid is like 15 to 10, and then the bottom is 10 to 5.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. For me, the hole is like,
Dragon, I guess.
yeah, dragons too. Dragons below a certain point are really bad.
You don't want
That's a really good
you don't want
point.
Drampa? It's getting a Mega.
Yeah, if I could mega
you're playing
it,
the
sure.
scaling game. You're playing the waiting game.
For me, the hole is I personally think we should have added like an entire. I want to say like 10 to 12 more high tier attackers. Like I feel like we should have found like the line at which like our 2021 Pokemon are at and added like a couple more. Cause I think there are like 2 or 3 Pokemon, Goodra being one of them, that are really hard to kill in this format. Like really, really hard if you don't have very specific things in your draft to cover for it. And it feels bad that only the first few picks can get Pokemon like that. Like I feel like especially Goodra is just like you said, Dazzling Gleam from Terra Fairy Delphox did 10% to this thing.
I was also max special defense with an Assault Vest, to be fair.
Well, yeah, but it's just like I think some people are, especially in the later rounds, are gonna struggle to kill some of these really tanky Pokemon.
I will.
Ferrothorn with Terra could be a problem for some people to kill.
I seriously think Scizor with Terra is something a lot of people are sleeping on.
Scissor.
It's really physically bulky while still having an insane damage stat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one other thing in this format that I think is definitely interesting that I've been thinking about a lot is I feel like you have kind of 2 ways to play this format. Either you can draft like like your normal like like a 20-point Pokemon, a 16-point Pokemon, and like go down a little bit by a little bit and draft like a full set of 12 Pokemon, and like near the end you draft like maybe some like very very niche like value Pokemon that can bring some value to your team. Or you could just run like a really top heavy team and draft like some like maybe like 8 or 9 Pokemon, just draft like 3 or 4 points near the end to enable like your high tier end picks.
So
and I feel like you have to like really decide.
I've also heard from Easton and Carito that they both really like around the 10-point mark in this format, and they're planning on just skipping a lot of the high tiers. They're just gonna draft like 11 10-point Pokemon.
I think
right there
12,
with
12
them.
points is like 12 and 13 points are like the craziest tiers. Like 10 to
Yeah.
13 have a lot of really good Pokemon.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Pokemon up in the higher ends, like I think I'm fine with the 20 Pokemon, I'm fine with the 21 Pokemon. I'm fine with some of the Pokemon between 19 and 17, but I feel like a lot of the Pokemon 19 and 17 for first pick worthy, like or not like first
That
pick
tier
worthy.
that Nidoking's in, I think it's 17. Every time
Yeah,
I'm running a
17.
draft and I'm looking through it, it's like a lot of these Pokemon are not worth these points compared to the stuff in like 15, 14, 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Like even like 16 is almost getting there, but like I guess 16 has like some of those good Pokemon like Wartortle, Togetic, Tangrowth, right? So
So
you got some Pokemon.
going
And
back,
that's what I'm saying for like the people who are like in later round picks. Like it's almost worth for them to skip and just go down and try to like for their draft plan just have like a bunch of like really good like middle tier Pokemon. But it's like at the end of the day, you got to question like, are those Pokemon, as good for their point value? They may be. Are they going to be able to kill like a top tier Pokemon with a bunch of
yeah,
support?
are you going to be able to kill a Goodra? Are you going to be able to live a hit from a Zora or Kasui? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
um, going back to typings a little bit, I think Fairy's like obviously the number one for me is like the most like sparse
Fraudulent
type in
type.
this.
Well, not fraudulent.
But two things that really caught me off guard while running prep is water types and dark types feel extremely top heavy to me. Like
Definitely agree on the water types. Every time I'm like, man, I need like a low tier water type
it just
to
doesn't
like fill
exist.
in here. It doesn't exist. Yeah.
You're picking Clawitzer and you're praying nobody else takes it.
Shut up. It's mine.
Water's gonna kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, dark types are right there with me. I think there's maybe a couple art types in there that you could pick up. I think personally, dark types are looking a little bit more rougher in the bottom tier. I just can't see any viable low tier dark type besides like maybe like Malamar if we're willing to like spend a Terra
Yeah, and
Captain on it. Other than that,
I think because of
Guzzlord.
that, it makes the value of Ghosts and Psychics go up even more.
yeah.
And I think Psychic's already like super loaded in this format. There's so
Yeah,
many
there's a
good
lot of. I
Psychic
think it's probably like
types.
the best, almost the best up there, typings wise, like of like a lot of options.
Psychic or normal. I think normal also has so many good options.
Yeah.
Which is not something you ever really get to say
Yeah.
for normal.
Uh, normally yes, haha, but in monotype, like the showdown format, normal's actually one of the best types.
Okay, I've never even heard of that.
It's a format where you can only run one type of Pokemon. Like that's it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying it's not like a thing.
Yeah. If you can like draft around like 8 points and above on dark type, as long as you have 8 points to spare, I think you'll be fine and above. But
I
if
think even
you
in that like mid tier, like around 10 points, it gets rough. You've got like Drapion. Like all the dark types that I want to pick are like 15 or above.
okay, of course, but I don't know personally, like I wouldn't be mad with like a Honchkrow. It's not that like an end of the world. I think it's not that bad. Or I won't count Scary because like that thing's actually really good. Maybe
Yeah.
like Shiftry, Pangaroo, stuff like this. Guzzlord, Sharpedo. I wouldn't be so mad with those. But like when you go down like to like 7 and below, you're really like barely getting like a proper dark type. Like is it even worth getting a dark type at that
It's
point?
my friend
Is my
Malamar,
problem.
and that's it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Maybe Impidimp, but that's not a real dark type. That's just a screen spot, and that's it.
Yeah. So just kind of moving along, how has the decision to move to Terra Captains affected your prep this season?
Oh, this has not at all for me because the last low tier round was Terra Captain, so I coming into this I knew it was gonna be Terra Captains almost guaranteed. So for me, I'm practically just trying to do the same thing because I really enjoyed my draft last time around with my Terra Captains where I had Aurorus and Flygon. I think those two together was like really nice pairing of Terra Captains.
Yeah. For me, tough. Trying to find like Pokemon's whose point value like matches up. A lot of times I like find myself wishing I had like the two set Terra captains instead of like a point valued ones. That's been the hardest part for me.
Yeah, I think it makes a really interesting dynamic in draft where it's like, okay, I've got this 17-point Pokemon that I know I want a Terra Captain, right? Or a 16-point Pokemon that I know I want a Terra Captain. what shitter can I pair with it that works on my team? And how
Yeah.
early do I need to take that? Because there's only one or two that I'm willing to draft, you know?
Yeah.
So I think you could realistically see some people taking like third, fourth, fifth pick, like really low tier Pokemon just to lock in their Terra Captains.
Yeah.
Type
I
no.
will say it's definitely like way what's it called, like harder than last low tier, because I think a lot of the Pokemon that people liked, like I think like the nice end was like the 13 12 point Pokemon, and you like obviously paired that up with 7 and 8, and I feel like a lot of those Pokemon that you wanted kind of got buffed up a little bit, so in points, so it's
We
really hard
we
to
also had
find those right Terra Captains.
130 points last time we ran this,
True.
which made it like a lot more top heavy on the drafts.
It's why
Really?
this time around low tier is fine. Like what's it called? Like it's been really hard for me to prep in low tier because I feel like the amount of points difference we had. Like I always compare it to my last draft, saying like, oh, how's this compared to my last draft? It's like, oh, well, I had like put 10, 20 points more to spend on like this like kind of like area, and you can't do that anymore. So it's like really difficult if you're like in the last low tier season compared to now.
All right. The last thing I want to talk about is, are there, and there's a really easy answer to this, but are there any strategies that really shine in standard VGC but are going to suck in this format? Like the
Tanky ass body press Pokemon.
I think that's the other way around. You mean, right? You're saying tanky body press Pokemon are making really good in this format but suck in regular VGC?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I 100% agree with that. I think weather is the biggest detriment in this, because obviously the weather abilities are banned. Psy spam, obviously non-existent, because there's no NDD, no Tapu Lele, and manual Psychic Terrain sucks. If you can find a way to set manual Psychic Terrain, though, there's some damn good Psy spam Pokemon in this format. Like, if you can get an Espeon with Psychic Terrain up, oh boy, something is dying.
Guard.
Yeah. I think the usual draft plan of I have first picked Tornadus, I have first picked Whimsicott, my Tailwind setter is locked and loaded, nobody can defeat me, is also really going to struggle in this format just because the Tailwind setters are a lot worse. Like, yeah, I can draft a Noivern or an Aerodactyl early, but those can die to priority Ice Shard. Those can die to priority Bullet Punch.
No more Murkrow, sad face.
Yeah, I cannot
Yeah, I
imagine
think
the terror of Murkrow in this format.
I think a lot of the gimmicks that people like running, like your weather, your like kind of like top heavy premier support Pokemon, like your terrain, all that is just you can't use it. So like everyone's most likely just gonna be defaulting to either like a hyper offensive team, which I feel like is probably ill advised in this kind of format. I feel with how like bulky some Pokemon are.
Dude, I think we're gonna end up with like 8+ Trick Room drafts.
Yeah, I think Trick Room
Yeah.
is probably the best gimmick in this format with how many good Trick
Everything's
Rooms,
so
sweepers
slow too.
in this format. And there's not a lot of fast Pokemon in this format. Like there's a decent amount, but like not that many. That like there's so many slow threats that like Trick Room is probably dominating. So if your team is a non-Trick Room team or can't function in Trick Room, you better like have the best Trick Room present Pokemon in this format.
Or click taunt. And hope
A
Click
lot
taunt
of
as
the,
well,
a lot
right?
of the Trick Room setters either have, like they either can run Mental Herb with like fake out immunity from like Inner Focus, or they can run Covert Cloak and they have taunt immunity.
Alright.
There's one combo I've been like looking at, and I know McFeeds was kind of a little bit down this Pokemon last I talked to him about it, but I think this Jellicent plus All Creamy combo is pretty potent, since like Jellicent's already a Ghost type, so you can't fake it out.
Jellicent's the Primarina of this format.
Yeah, okay, you would say that too.
Where are my water attackers below a certain point threshold?
But yeah, All Creamy with its ability making it so you can't be taunted, which is a pretty good combo. So like, I guess the only thing you have to be really worried about is like either like phasing out moves or Trick Room Imprison. So I feel like that's a
which roar does not work on Jellicent, I don't believe, because it's a normal type move.
I think it does
No,
still.
it works. It works.
It works.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I feel like that's a pretty good like a pairing, and they're not too expensive, 13 and 15 points. So like that's like a really nice like Trick Room team to go for kind of thing.
Yeah, let's remember. Just have a moment. McFeeds calling Jellicent a fraud. Let's just remember
Yeah.
two things he said earlier. Wow, ghost types are really strong because the dark types suck. And oh my god, where are the water types?
Jellicent's a fraud. I stand by it. In that
What
same
makes Jellicent
tier,
a fraud?
you've got Slowbro and Slowking, which I think are just strictly better than Jellicent.
I
Because
completely disagree.
Because they
What's-
can
what's- what's-
actually
what's your
be
reasoning?
they can actually be viable attackers. Jellicent's just fat.
but it's always
I
nice to have like a really nice bulky water type.
Yeah, and they're a
And-
nice bulky water type that can actually click buttons.
I don't know. I think
Don't
you're
sleep on water
disrespecting how
spouts,
much
Jellicent
damage
choice specs.
and stab Shadow Ball.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on to group draw, which we kind of need to fly through. Here's the groups. We're gonna talk about individually on the next couple slides who we think is gonna be the top of each group, but just kind of big picture here. What groups do we think are the easy groups? What groups do we think are the hard groups? I think there's a pretty clear cut and dry.
Yeah, let's just go straight to it. Diamond group of death.
Yeah. You've got Chris, Cocoa Puffs, Easton, Nazumi, Night Celestial, all of which made playoffs
Did very
last
well.
season. I
Yes.
think every single one of them made playoffs last season. You've got Kaora, who Billy, what do you call him? What is he?
The God Slayer. He's the God Slayer.
Because he somehow manages to take games off of the top ranked team every single season.
Rent free in his head.
Yeah. So could be spoiler in the diamond group, and then out of new people, I know Mason doesn't have the most draft league experience, so rip to Mason getting drawn into the group of death. But Boop Beep Bop and the Big Booty Bronzongs was Scrafty Knight's prep partner, so I think that group's 6 people, all of which you could tell me
it's
made
pretty
finals,
stacked.
and I'd believe it.
Yeah, it is completely stacked. I remember Beep Boop Bop would come into the calls very often, just giving so much insight, and like the guy had so much. I think he was doing so much prep with Scrafty Knight, and I think he's gonna be a player to definitely watch out for this diamond group. I wouldn't be surprised if he tops the group.
Nah, I got money on Foy Cocoa Puffs.
I still
Yo,
think
Water,
it's
I
very
actually
strong
forgot.
that.
I'm busy on my draft day. Do you want to switch or?
So group of life, I'm probably gonna regret saying this, but if I don't top my group, someone needs to shoot me.
That's gonna age well when you
It
don't
is
top your group.
100% gonna age well.
Yeah, red group is or sorry, I guess Ruby group is it's probably gonna be like you just topping this group, and then I would probably say after how Fortress did last season, I think Fortress has a little bit of a
Yeah.
better draft. He probably seconds this group.
So
Maybe
I think realistically, and we'll talk about it a little bit, it's like me, Sage, Fortress, and then the fourth is a coin flip. There's
Yeah.
a lot of people in this group who have historically gone 1-6. Maybe it's just
Yeah.
been unlucky in past seasons. They're gonna lock in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
let's
think
say
it's
Jung's like a dark horse in that in your group. I think if he actually locks in, I think he could do decently well. Because like I know this guy has played pretty well in previous seasons, not recently, but I think he could be right up there.
Water, do you want to talk about yours and Thunder's group? Do you think it's strong? Do you think it's weak? Rory?
I'll take over for Water. Yeah, I think our group is I don't think it's definitely not the hardest group like the Diamond group, but I don't think it's the easiest group either. I think it's just like a lot of people that can probably just make the playoffs. I think almost every one of these Pokemon people except for like Ek and Yub, I don't know much about, probably just make it straight into playoffs, and I wouldn't be surprised.
I think your group's probably the most balanced. I think anybody can make it out of it.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. I think a lot of good people in this group, so I think the matchups are going to be definitely what's it called very close. Like I feel like this is like the kind of group where like You can
I-
afford to probably drop 1 or 2 losses, but like you have to be like very careful in this group. If you
yeah,
drop like 3 losses,
I think
you're
I think
probably
the
done.
fourth seed from Diamond Group and the fourth seed from Sapphire Group are gonna be very contested.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a clear
Even third
like
maybe.
you have one person 7-0, one person 6-1, and two people 5-2. It's gonna be a lot of 3 and 4 teams.
I would definitely agree.
Uh,
Think also like Kurito being in that group is another person I feel like that like I feel like he's just been being so bad recently. One of these days he's just gonna completely just dominate and go 7-0 and like top a group. And I feel like on them I always say every season, but could be this season, who knows? Or it could be next season or next 10 seasons.
I think Pearl Group's pretty top heavy as well. You've got reigning champ, Gamagate, and then from there
Yep.
there's quite a bit of drop off.
Yeah.
There are competitive people in this group. Like Feeney's had good seasons. Derizen performed really well last season. Fire Mana, has some ups and downs, but when he locks in, he preps well, and this could be his season. Same with Strict. But I
Yep.
feel like it's gonna be Big Tony 2014 either trolling and styling on the kids, or he's just going 7-0.
Yeah, that's my main concern. I don't know if I want to say like the Gamma Gate's gonna 7-0 this group because like I always thought he was gonna do very well in the other group of like next to you, but like kind of like troll for the first couple of weeks. So it just depends what kind of Gamma you're gonna get. End of the day, I still think he's gonna make playoffs because like he'll just troll and then just make playoffs, or he'll just win early and then troll his last 2 weeks. You don't know what you're gonna get from that guy.
Yeah, I think aside from like the clear one in this group, the rest of this group is pretty well balanced.
Yep. I could see Fireman, Feeney, Derizen, Strict. Who
Dude,
knows? Maybe even
I could
Scuba
even see
gets that.
I could even see Spoober performing. He's had some pretty good matchups when we've been testing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the right coaching, he could have like a mentor season like I did in season 2, or like Strict had in season 2, where he just makes it to the finals, and then maybe hopefully he's not the one that chokes in the finals like me and Strict did.
Before we
He had a lot more Pokemon like I don't want to say knowledge because I think he's like missing some of like the VGC like staples in terms of like just knowing moves or like what certain Pokemon want to do. But in terms of just like strategy, like
yeah,
he's very quick at adapting to like the strategy and like knowing what he has to do to win the game.
like it was like the one prep match I ran against him. It was like, all right, I'm leading hard Trick Room. He gets absolutely smoked because it's his first time playing against hard Trick Room in doubles. And then I don't even have to tell him. I go, how do you adjust? And he changes his whole lead and deals with it perfectly.
But anyway, yeah, we should probably just get into the
Right.
rankings in terms of
Um,
well, they're not ranked, but
Yeah. So for predictions, these are in no particular order. I just put them in the order people sent them to me. If you have a clear, you think this person's number one, you can say it or not. But here's who we all had making it out of Ruby. We
All
all
right,
ha-
McFeeds is number one. We get it.
yeah, I think there's a reason we all put McPhee's number one and Fortress number two. Like maybe not a conscious ranking, but like just those are the first two that hit our eyes.
I mean, I put mine personally in what I think my rankings are. I think I'm gonna be one, Fortress number two. I think Sage did really well last low tier season with what we thought was a pretty bad draft, and he made finals. So he's got a couple pocket pick Pokemon he really likes in here that he's built around before. So if he gets one of them, it could be a good season for him.
I purposefully didn't pick Sage just because he annoys me by spamming Protect too much, and I want him to learn.
And then I
Make
think
him learn.
that fourth spot is a little more contested. CocoPuffs and Water both had Major. I had Burger Kinglers and Thunder, and I guess kind of Water had Chong. You want to talk about those three?
I think Chong is a good player. He has just not done his best, but I think he has a lot of potential.
I think he's also gotten admittedly pretty unlucky in some of his games. Like even last
Yeah.
season, the game I played against him, I only won because I got a crit.
Yeah, I believed in Chong every season before this with the predictions. I just didn't listen this time to put a chip on his shoulder. I feel like he gets some mid-season fatigue sometimes, like especially after he gets unlucky and then doesn't necessarily prep or try as hard. When I think he definitely could still make it. So I hope to see him make the playoffs this season. I think this is a good format for him.
Yeah, he is pretty
I also
knowledgeable
just don't know
too.
if he's drafting Parrish. You know, like it's hard for me to predict him in when we could see Chong Parrish come out. You never know. You
Yeah.
never
True,
know.
true.
Um,
I think Chiang is what's it called? Pretty knowledgeable too when it comes to low tier format. He was in the low tier format last time too, so I think he's probably gonna have a pretty good idea on what he wants to do. And I think as long as he stays or tries to like be consistent with his play, which I think he is, I think he'll like do fine.
I
He's just
didn't
unlucky a little bit.
I didn't put him on my four, but I think Major really impressed me with helping him prep for one match last season. I think he had a rough draft, so it's kind of hard to recover. But if he his actual like match prep and like battling was pretty solid, even though his record wouldn't have reflected it last season. So I'm happy you guys put him.
I just like
Yeah.
Mudkip.
His
Yeah.
He's impressed me as well in
logo's
terms of
goated. You should put the logo
outplaying
on
his draft.
here.
I should have. I personally put Burger Kinglers just because I like the name. They're new. I think if you're a new person coming into it, this is the group where you can really shine. Um,
Yep.
yeah, I don't know how much experience they have. I think they told me they've never played draft before, but they watch a lot of VGC content. So
Wasn't it also
who
the person that
knows?
said that like, they play a lot of Nuzlocke and stuff?
Nah, it's a different person.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I got my Burger
Alright,
King
we good to
for
move
my
on to
Burger
Sapphire?
Kingler.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, Sapphire, the obvious one, I would say across the top for all of us, but Thunder put himself third, is Thunder.
Well, you
They're
said
not
not in
ranked.
or-
They're
They're
not in
not
order.
ranked, they're in no particular order.
Yeah.
I think we're all, pretty clear Thunder is gonna do well in this group. If he doesn't make playoffs, it's gonna be a bit of a shock. He might not
He's
top the
getting
group.
clowned. I will clown him if he doesn't make playoffs.
He might not get
I
the
mean, you
top
just
of
said
the
the exact
group,
same thing you said last season
but
that I
he's
topped
making
my group.
playoffs. The other constant across all of these is Corito with his rebrand to Lowland Raichu Defense Force. We all put him.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He's a good
Yeah.
player. I don't know that I have hopes for him to top the group, but I definitely have hopes for him to make playoffs.
I think the one thing you can count with on Corito is he's very consistent with his gameplay. Like I don't think he does a lot of gimmicks and like any stuff like this. He kind of plays his cards straightforward and just tries to like out battle you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think he's a pretty consistent player when it comes to that.
So 3 of us put Waters Woopers.
I said I got yelled at my 3.
I want to hear why Billy does not have Waters Woopers.
Yeah, how did predicting Water
I can
Woopers to make
I can
playoffs
tell
last
you
season go
I
for
can
us?
tell you exactly why without him even saying anything. He didn't try last season. He's not going to try this season. He's washed. Also, I want him to be mad. Rage bait.
Damn. How do they really got the AI is really coming far. I don't know how they got my voice that accurate. That was
I'm
pretty good.
hopeful. I'm hopeful that Rory won't let me down this time around, and he'll finish number 1 in this group, and I'll finish right behind them, and he's gonna have a great playoffs. Isn't that right,
Yeah.
Roger?
How'd that work
Mhm.
out for you guys last season? How'd that work out for you last
Well,
season?
I'm
So this time,
employed now, so the odds are
Oh,
even
so it's worse.
lower.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm prepping with Ash, so maybe it'll be better.
you got my back, right, Water? You're gonna
Yeah.
make it.
So
Yeah.
the other returning person who some of us put is New York Yankees, J Money. You guys want to talk about why you put him, and then I'll talk about why I don't have him.
Well, he also
I
let me
put
down last season, but it's also to rage
yeah.
bait Rory again.
I put him because he knows a lot about Pokemon, and I think he can be a good player, but I've never actually seen him play. But I think he knows what he's doing. So I have faith.
I think it depends which J Money we get. If he's gonna draft towards his strengths and end up with like a balanced, slower, more methodical, I click buttons team that plays his playstyle, he'll do well. But the past couple seasons, he's kind of leaned really hard into some gimmicks, and it's bitten him in the butt.
Yeah.
Notably, the last low tier season, he drafted Blaziken Alcremie and went 1-6. Um,
Yeah, it was quite rough that season for him.
so hopefully that doesn't happen again for you New York Yankees enjoyers. Out of the new people, Thunder and CocoPuffs, you guys had Yub with Trapinch Fan Club. Do you have any insight as to why?
Got a good name.
Gotta have a new person on my chance to make it out. You know,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
Thunder's a Flygon enjoyer. I mean,
it's a
indeed.
it's a pretty open group. Like I think he has a good shot. Um, I put Ek with Equinamius Explodes. I actually think I would put Ek as potential to get first in this group. I don't know how much
I
I
was
have no idea
gonna
who that
I
is.
was gonna
so.
add Ek. I know who he is. I just didn't know at all if he had any Pokemon experience or like what his Pokemon experience level was like. So I wouldn't be surprised if he could make it out if he's like decently knowledgeable in Pokemon battling.
I think he's decently knowledgeable. Notably, he has a Pokemon profile picture, so he's either a furry or is knowledgeable about Pokemon, and I'm leaning towards the second one based on, some short conversations I've had with him.
Mm-hmm.
oh, so you have hidden information from the class.
Hmm.
You could have DM'd
Mm.
him.
Classic
Mm.
commissioner.
One day you're promised not 12th, the next day you're getting 12th, you know?
All I'm saying is you're not 12.
Not anymore, no.
Anybody have anything else with Sapphire?
Nope.
No,
All
I
right,
think is it.
on to the group of
Besides the fact
death,
that Rory will kick my
Diamond.
ass.
So, yeah.
This is such an Easton season, bro.
Yeah.
Did we all put Easton? Yeah, we all put Easton. We all put Fuecoco Puffs.
That guy sucks, but also he's freaking no life, so
Hey, I'm a regular season
he'll probably
Andy.
DB it or something.
Yeah, you are a regular season into first round exit, Andy.
Yeah, like put some respect on my name. Like I can ball when it doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah, I think Easton will show up this season. I think the only kind of hitch in Easton's plan is he always tries to draft 12 Pokemon. And with the points being so low this season, it might spread him a little too thin. But he is like the peak at getting the most of value out of those shitter low tier picks.
Yeah.
And Starmie's like good here.
He's also first pick on Sunday, which means he can draft Gudra too if he wants. So
I'm curious to see if he would do something he did last low tier season, which was when he was first pick. He drafted Starmie first pick last time
Yeah.
around in the low tier. So I wonder if he'd do that again. But the Gudra pick with Eason, that especially with him doing all his EVs, like this guy puts a lot of work into his EVs. It could be very,
Yeah.
very scary to play against him with his Gudra.
Can I ask why you didn't put Chris?
me,
Yeah.
it's
Just to
Chris.
despite him.
Oh, okay, fair. Yeah,
You
it's
know
that
what?
guy.
Yeah, change mine. This guy didn't invite me to his Clash Royale clan. This guy's off my list.
Realistically, I think Chris is very knowledgeable about actual VGC. Like he plays in other leagues. He grind. Like I think he's trying to get into the tournament circuit this season, like going to a regional. I don't know how creative he is with lower tier team building, and I think that's going to be somewhat problematic for him. I wouldn't be surprised
You're
if
right.
he wouldn't be surprised
If he
if he
doesn't
made
have Volt Switch or
playoffs.
U-turn, he's cooked.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he made playoffs, but I personally think my top three, like CocoPuffs, Easton, Big Booty Bronzongs, are kind of locked for playoffs. Maybe not, number one or in that order. One of them might squeak in fourth, but that fourth slot leaves a lot open, and I lost to Night Celestial in playoffs, so I feel obligated to put Night Celestial as winning. That way I'm not a fraud, and plus it'll piss Chris off if I don't put him.
True. Very, very true.
Rage bait successful.
Thunder and Rory, you guys both put Nezumi.
Yeah, I was
I
really. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I couldn't remember who that was, and so I checked. I thought I remembered them making playoffs last season,
and I checked the draft thing I made for Dory, and I saw NN, so I assumed that was Nezumi's neighbors.
That is indeed Nezumi's neighbors. They did make
Okay, so I was
playoffs.
correct. So they made playoffs. So
I'm pretty sure they made
Yeah.
quarters.
yeah, so
Yeah.
they'll do it again.
Same thing for me. He was in my group last season, so I think he played pretty well in my group. I think he would have finished second in my group, I believe. No, he did finish second in my group, I believe. And then it was Chris and Sage third and fourth, right? So I think he played pretty well in that gold group. I do think the gold group was a little bit easier compared to other groups, but it wasn't like the easiest. I think there's a lot of people competing there that were like they were pretty good. They just had like some unlucky seasons. So I thought Nizumi played pretty well. So I think he can he'll get out of this group.
All right, on to the last group. We have Pearl. Across the top, it's all pretty obvious. We all put Gamagate, aka Smeargle Wizard Money Gang. I think it's no contest. He's probably topping the group. He's definitely making playoffs. The other ones that we all have across the board, we all said Larvesta Legion, and we all said Talos Swifts. Anyone want to talk about those teams?
Just one thing about the Scamagate point. I wouldn't say he's guaranteed to be top of this group.
No, I said
Just
he's
saying.
likely to top his group. He's guaranteed to make playoffs.
Oh, guaranteed to make. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I mean, we all have the same teams. I mean, I think this group is like,
Except
in my
Brian.
opinion, pretty clear cut. I think it just depends on uh how Spoob preps for each match. I think he seems like a really good player. Just if he's prepping with McFeeds and me, then he very well can make that one of these playoff spots. But
Yeah, I
these
think he
guys are just a
has.
little more established.
I think he has real potential to play spoiler. Like Larvesta, Firemana, and Strict have both dropped games in the regular season like pretty frequently against teams that like on paper they should beat. And you
Yeah.
know, Spoob picks up like 2 of those, and then all of a sudden he's 3rd seed.
Yeah, I just can't get this guy's ego going. Otherwise, he's gonna ask for more ganks on our league team. So can't put him on
It's
the
true.
list.
True. I do think Firemana and Strict they do sometimes have like the moments, but I feel like they do prep like a lot. Like I feel like they're one of the two that actually prep like quite a bit in this last season alongside like me and CocoPuffs. So I feel like they can do pretty decently well as long as like they prep well and don't like do some obvious like trolling in their games.
Any closing thoughts on groups before we move to the last slide?
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right.
Do you think
Oh,
oh.
go ahead.
Oh,
I was gonna say, do you think these groups are harder than last season, like in general, like worse groups, or do you think last season's groups were worse, like for the group of death?
I think this group of death is like harder for the people in it than last season's group of death. I think there are 7 people who can make it out of this group, even though we all said basically the same 4.
oh, great.
I legitimately think like I'd have to look at let's go back and look at the full thing. I legitimately think every single person in this group, with maybe the exception of Mason, because it's his very first draft league and he's not a big doubles guy, can make it out of this group.
Yeah.
I think they're quite similar to last season. I think you have like your kind of group of death, group of life, and then 2 groups that are like kind of anyone can like kind of make it kind of thing. It was pretty similar.
Yeah, but last season's anyone can make it groups at least had like fun matchups. Like you ended up having me, Gamagate, and Noah War like all in the same group, which ended up being like a good like battle for first. Whereas I think it's a little more stratified at the top this time. Like I don't really, instantly see someone in Pearl where I'm like, oh, that's gonna be a great matchup against Gamagate, or same with like
Fair
Sapphire
enough,
with
but
you.
I think Diamond Group is going to be very similar. Like not like, and obviously like Group of Death was like the silver group last season, but I think Diamond Group is very similar to like the group you had last season, where like I feel like Chris Easton, Boop Beep Bop, and Cocoa Puffs are all going to be like fighting for like that first place. Like even Night Celel and Nizumi.
I think you're counting out Nizumi and Night Celestial. I think those 6 are all like
Yeah.
You know, you could tell me any of those 6 were #1 in their group, and I'd believe it. And then I think Kaora is the dark horse.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be like a good fight for like first place, similar to like your group last season. Was my point.
That's fair, but my group last season had like some bottom teams in it that, you know, like no offense to
Want to name
Sharky, but it
specifics?
was like a scheduled win.
Is Water up there as a scheduled win last season?
No, he beat Gamagate.
Yeah, I beat the
Okay.
champ, bro.
All
Whereas
right.
I don't know that Diamond Group this time has that you know, weaker bottom, I guess.
Fair enough.
All right, so close things out. Just kind of palate cleanser question, I guess. Which of the new Legends ZA megas are you guys the most excited for?
I'm excited for Mega Zygarde because he gets 216 special attack, so he can run Core Enforcer.
He also gets a signature move if you didn't see that replaces Core Enforcer.
What?
Yeah, it's a 100 base power dragon type move that can hit fairy types.
What? Nah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, but more better than Core Enforcer now, isn't it, Rory?
Yeah.
I'm I have an opposite take. I might be like obviously like I'm excited for like Mega Dragon because I think its design's pretty sick. I actually quite like it. But if that thing is getting like Aerial 8 or Pixel 8 or any of the 8s with the
So
extreme speed and multi scale,
we won't know
that thing is gonna be a menace.
we won't know the abilities until Gen 10 launches because there's no abilities in ZA.
Fair enough.
Or
If
at
they
least
do
until
decide
they're
though to give it,
transferable to home. We know the stats
yeah.
though, but we just don't know the abilities.
If they do decide to give it to Dragonite though with Aerial 8 and it getting a multi scale still, that thing is probably gonna be one of the best like non-restricted Pokemon in the format for a long time until it gets nerfed.
So it is based on the league not getting any attack increases. It is now a special attacker.
Sorry, what?
It's getting 150 special attack, and it still has its
When it
base
megas?
110 attack. Yeah.
Isn't its base attack
Mega
134?
Dragonite is 124,
Oh,
and the
it's
special
losing.
attack
I
It's
thought
145.
losing attack
134.
then on Mega Evolve, unless I'm
Oh,
crazy.
so Extreme Speed's technically nerfed. So it's gonna make you force you like I guess maybe that's their fix to not make it like Extreme Speed's what's it called super broken.
I think it could be like a no guard Hurricane spammer with Hurricane Draco Meteor.
True, true.
And then you can run like Thunder, Fire Blast, Blizzard, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we'll see some niche no guard Dragon Rush.
Yeah. Personally, the 2 that I'm most excited for, it's on the screen, Mega Delphox. Delphox has really grown on me through Draft League. I hated this Pokemon when it was first revealed. I thought it was just straight furry bait. Still kind of is. And it sucked, which was unfortunate because I've taken the Fire
What are you
starter.
talking about?
In Gen
What?
6?
How is this a furry bait Pokemon? It's just a normal looking fox.
You have not
Really don't.
seen the Stage 2 Pokemon, my friend. If you...
Oh, you've seen not Breon, was it
Braixen?
Braixen,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to consult with my furry friends. But okay, I'll take your word on that.
I do remember though, McFeeds, you saying that you hated Delphox the first time I mentioned to, I think a while ago. But then like it's definitely what's it called? Like you've been liking it more and more every season.
I had like unspent anger that Fennekin became bipedal and furry bait. Like I thought Fennekin was such a cool starter, and then it turned into this. But like
Yeah.
as time has gone on, I've liked this Pokemon more and more. It's been really good in a lot of drafts I've had. I'm pretty high on it for this season, and with the leak they showed, it gets like 160 something special attack and 130 something speed. Like it's going to be insane.
Okay, unrelated to their like stats or anything, what are your favorite Mega designs?
For ZA or all time?
For ZA, for ZA.
Phalanx. I think the Phalanx fusing together to form a Megazord, like Dory said, is fucking hilarious.
I agree. I think it's sick.
I think it's one of these two. I think Halucha or Delphox have some pretty sick looking
I
I
megas.
really like the Halucha
I really
Mega.
like the Mega Chestnut design where they like lean way
Oh, what's
more
the
into
one?
him being a knight. I think that's really cool. I saw the leaked Drampa design I really like.
I think Frostlass like
I have
is
not
really
I've
like
not
it
seen
fits its theme
I've not
really
seen the leaked
well.
Frostlass design.
I'll
If
send
it
it.
if you didn't make the point that it looks like it
That's
has
pretty
a
cool.
KKK hoodie, I would have said Scrafty.
Yeah, it is unfortunate looking.
Um, what other ones?
I haven't mentioned my favorite most excited ZA
Oh,
Pokemon. I think maybe Billy might be 10 times more excited for it, but I'm really excited for Mega Chandelure. I think it's gonna be great. I
have
just can't
you
wait to see
have
what
you
ability
It
seen
they
just
it?
give.
looks like it has
Yeah.
more freaking candles.
If you haven't
It's the
seen
same.
it just
I'm not
turns
talking. I'm not
into a
talking about.
two-tier chandelier.
I'm not talking about
Hell
like
yeah.
design. I'm talking about more of like I'm excited for like it to be like maybe like makes it more viable. Like it's not a bad
So
Pokemon,
I,
but
I
I'm
hate
excited for it to
to
be
I
great.
hate to rain
question.
on your parade, but it keeps its horrible speed stat, but it does get like 190 special attack.
175.
Sounds good to me. What do you think, Billy?
Yeah, it sounds like more damage, more
Yeah.
more torches, more damage. I mean, it makes sense.
I will say that Chandeler's unreleased ability in Black and White was Shadow Tag. And if they give the Mega Shadow Tag, it instantly becomes one of the best Megas.
It's gonna be like Mega Gengar all over again.
Yeah.
I also really like they gave Mega Floette a Mega. Think it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited to see what they do to it or give it.
Yeah, you can
That's
probably
wise ability.
actually click Light of Rune in a real Pokemon game.
Yeah.
The 155 special attack?
Is that
Floette,
like its default? Or is that it's Mega or like it before Mega?
Mega Eternal Floette.
the other one that design wise, I know a lot of people were hating on off the leak is for Alligator.
I think it's kind of cool
Yeah,
when his head is closed.
interesting.
I heard about that too.
I saw the animation of its head opening, like the helmet opening, and I think that's so cool.
Yeah, because I saw like a still picture of it and I was like, oh, this is kind of whatever, right? But yeah, when I saw the animation too, I was like pretty sold on it. I really like the animations, like pretty cool.
The two I hate are Starmie and Victory Bell. I know a lot of people like Victory Bell. I think it's just testicular torsion, the Pokemon, and it makes me uncomfortable to look at it.
I think
like
they
it.
made Victory Bell looking too goofy looking in my opinion.
And Starmie just has fucking legs and huge power
That
for some reason.
who decided that was the design? What does Easton think of it?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him yet. He probably hates it. He hates Mega in general.
So dumb.
Oh, I guess this is like not related to this slide, but I think I heard a bet going on between CocoPuffs and McFeeds this season for the standings. Did I hear
Yeah,
something about that?
I think we settled on the winner for whoever gets the most playoff people right, gets to pick the loser's name for next season. Is that what we settled on?
Yep. Yep.
Something to look forward to at the end of the season.
Yeah. Well, I don't have anything else. I know no one else has anything else.
I'll
Alright.
just
Nah.
give a little advice to people
If
that
you,
haven't played low tier before.
they'll figure it out.
Okay.
If
Good.
you made it all the way through listening to an hour and 43-minute podcast, I hope your commute or your study session is going well. But yeah, aside from that, see everyone on draft day.
See ya.
See ya.